Is Lam Research Corporation stock a buy, sell, or a hold? I'm going to answer that question in this video looking at the company's revenue, profits, cash flow, and valuation. So let's jump right into it, starting with revenue. And you can see over the last decade, Lam Research Corporation has done an excellent job growing revenue. The semiconductor company has seen increasing demand over the years. However, in the last 2 or 3 quarters, it's seen a decline noticeable here. Revenue dropping down to 17.43 billion. This decline is due to a significant decrease in personal computer sales in 2023. Industry-wide sales of personal computers fell by about 30% in the first quarter and about 18% in the second quarter. Remember, in 2020 and 2021, people bought computers at an alarmingly fast rate. We were spending more time at home, learning from home, working from home, and so computers became more necessary than before. You used to be able to get by with just having one computer in your house. Now, with everyone working and learning from home during the 2020-2021 period, you needed one computer for every single person in your household, almost every person in your household, right? So that created a surge in demand for computers. People bought computers, but now that created a gap. Everyone that needed a computer bought one in 2020 and 2021, and so sales have slowed down in 22 and here in 2023. That being said, sales will rebound sometime in late 2024, early 2025, maybe 2026, right? Because those people that bought computers in 2020 and 2021 will need to start replacing them about 4 years after they bought them. That's the regular replacement cycle. And so right now, Lam Research is experiencing that short-term dip in trailing 12-month revenue, which is likely to go on for at least one more quarter, probably 2 more quarters, before their company can turn things around and start boosting sales again in the longer term. The good news for Lam Research Corporation is that it has excellent profit margins that have continued to rise. You look back around 2014, its operating profit margin was barely above 5% at around 6%. That has increased significantly all the way up to 29.93% as the semiconductor company has learned how to operate more effectively, and the rising revenue has spread its fixed costs across greater number of units, and so profit margins have expanded up to 30%, which is very, very good in terms of overall operating profit margin. Next, I wanted to look at its cash flow from operations to sales to see if there's a similar story there. And it's mixed, right? We have that upward trend in the cash flow from operations to sales. We have the 29.72 margin, similar to operating profit margin, but we have a bit more choppiness in terms of its cash flow to sales, and that could be due to the timing of inventory sales and receiving the cash from the sales, accounts receivable, and so that's understandable. What I do like is that longer term, if I was to draw a line from 2024 where it started to 2023 where it is, that trend line would be upward sloping. And finally, I wanted to look at valuation. And right now, Lam Research Corp is trading at a forward price to earnings of 17.37, which in my opinion is a bargain when you have a company with the operating performance the way Lam Research has, with the growth in long-term revenue, growth in long-term profit margin, growth in cash flow from operations, growth in the percentage of each of those metrics over time, demonstrating economies of scale, and operating in the semiconductor industry, which is expected to grow over the next decade as well. So all of those factors working in its favor, I would expect to pay a higher price for Lam Research, but if I'm able to buy it at 17.37, I think this stock is a bargain. So to answer the question, is it a buy, hold, or a sell? I would say this stock is a buy.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.